Hey everyone, I'm back, and my good friend Mike at Lunch Money Comics asked me and tagged me to do a video of my top 5 favorite comic book covers of all time. It was very hard to come up with a list like that. I came up with 10, so I had to I'm making 10 honorable mentions. It was very difficult, very difficult. So I'll start off with my 5 honorable mentions, and they are: first up is Tales to Astonish, number 93, and that is the beautiful Silver Surfer and Hulk cover, and the story. It's He Who Strikes the Silver Surfer, and that the artwork was done by Dan Atkins, pencils and inks. And as you can see, it's a very iconic cover. I mean, this is pretty famous. So that's my first honorable mention. My second honorable mention, these 5 honorable mentions could have easily been in the top 5, is Silver Surfer number 3. The first appearance of Mephisto, and this was written by Stan Lee, and the artwork was by John Buscema and Joe Sinnott inking, and definitely an iconic cover. And that could have easily been, The Power and the Prize is the title, that could have easily been in the top 5, but we'll make it as an honorable mention. The next honorable mention is Fantastic Four number 48, The Coming of Galactus. This is the first cameo appearance of Galactus, and it's the first appearance of the Silver Surfer. And as you can see on the cover, they're all looking at Galactus coming. So that's a beautiful cover and a great comic book. I feel this, number 49 and 50, were Stan Lee's crowning achievements in all his comics. So if you ever get a chance to read that trilogy, I would certainly suggest it. This next one is definitely one of the most difficult choices. I had to really go back and forth whether this should be an honorable mention or a top 5. And it's Amazing Spider-Man number 33, Final Chapter. And that cover is certainly iconic, and I'm trying to get it to where there's no glare, but it's very difficult. Let's see. It's the best I can do, I think. But that's definitely a classic cover. Okay, my next honorable mention is Green Lantern, Volume 2, number 76, the first Neil Adams, Denny O'Neil collaboration. That's one of the most famous covers in comics. And if I can get the glare, the glare is because of the CGC slab that it's in. So forgive me, I apologize if it's not coming across that great. So those are my 5 honorable mentions. Okay, I'll put those on the side. Now, my top 5 covers, comic book covers of all time, and not really in particular order, except for the last one. The last one, I think, is without a doubt the greatest comic book cover ever created. So the first one is Fantastic Four number 112, and that's the famous issue, probably the best out of all the Hulk versus Thing fights. This is probably the best, in my opinion. This was by Stan Lee and John Buscema and Joe Sinnott, and it's without a doubt, nobody can disagree, this is one of the greatest covers and most familiar covers in Marvel Comics. So that's my first top 5. My next one is Amazing Spider-Man number 39. And this is the first Spider-Man artwork by John Romita in his own title. He had done it before in Daredevil 16 and 17, but this is the first time he started drawing Spider-Man. And Mike Esposito did the inks on the inside. And I'll never forget when I first saw this cover, I just got chills up my spine. Because you find out in this issue who the Green Goblin is. And he renders Spider-Man's spider senses inactive, so he was able to accomplish what you see on the cover. And I love the cover so much that I bought a poster that I'm going to be framing and hanging up soon. So if you can see that without the glare, I'm trying to get people without the glare. So I bought a poster of it. That's how much I think, that's how great I think the cover is. And I also bought one of Fantastic Four 112. So I'll be framing that too. I mean, that cover is just beautiful. Okay. Let's see. My third top comic book cover of all time, I'm sure most people will agree, is Spider-Man number 50. And I know it says 5.5. I'm usually much pickier than that, but believe me when I tell you, this is no 5.5. This is at least a 7, 7.5. CGC, they screw up a lot, and luckily in this case it was in my favor. So there you go. Like I said, the slab, it's hard to get the glare off the slab. This is the first appearance of Kingpin, and naturally it was written by Stan Lee, and John Romita did the art. And my number 2 pick is Batman number 251. 251 with the Joker. Neil Adams, Denny O'Neil wrote this, and Neil Adams did the pencils and the inks on this. And this is, without a doubt, nobody's going to disagree with me, one of the most iconic comic book covers of all time. And I'm really happy to own this. I remember seeing this when it came out, and I had to get it. I should have bought every single copy I can get my hands on, but at that time, you know, you don't know. And this is the first time the Joker, this is the first homicidal Joker, which is why it's such a famous issue. The Joker up to this point was really kind of just, he was a villain, but he was more playful than anything. In this, you see just how crazy he is with all the traps he sets for Batman. Okay, so are you ready for the number 1 comic book cover of all time? I'm sorry. I don't think anyone can argue with me on this point. It is Silver Surfer number 4. Written by Stan Lee, drawn by John Buscema, and inked by his brother Sal Buscema. And without a doubt, the greatest comic book cover, in my opinion, of all time, to this day. To this day. I actually bought a poster of this, but it was way too big for me to show you. It's a 24 by 36, and I'll be framing that and hanging that up. So that's it, Mike. That's my top 5. So hopefully everyone likes this video, and I appreciate you. You know, you can comment and let me know what you think, or what you think are your favorites, and so forth and so on. So take care, everybody, and thank you for watching.